Well, glory be and mercy me, we've done it yet again. Here we are in the graveyard, my daily walk. So, today I was really thinking about what's one piece of news that I can actually talk about. Could I talk about the invasion of the RCMP on Wet'suwet'en land, First Nations land? Should I talk about the BC flooding, right? Should I talk about the pathetic infrastructure bill passed by the Biden administration? And it just, more and more, as I looked at the information, I could even talk about Justin Trudeau's Freudian slip where he called Canada a company, really revealing what he thinks of us, right? We're not citizens, we're consumers, after all. And more as I was looking at the week of the news of the week, it really dawned on me and made me realize, this place is fucking absurd, isn't it? This place is absolutely absurd, every single part of it. Ipsos Reid recently just did released a poll saying, hey, 2/3 of Canadian men over this period of time have experienced a mental health crisis. Oh, no kidding, you don't think so, right? No, you don't say, right? You're telling me that giving people less money, right? Inflation gives you less money, giving people less money to work over a pandemic, while the whole place is collapsing around us because it's structurally built to fail, is going to lead to a mental health crisis? You mean giving people support systems over this period of time and then stripping them away, like the Liberals have done, is going to lead to a mental health crisis? Yeah, you know what mental health crisis is happening? It's the crisis of absurdism that has entered our discourse. We are led by people who genuinely do not care about us. We are led by people who are only interested in chasing after this fake thing we invented called money. Everything's been brought to a head. We're living in this age of absurdism where nothing makes sense. No one is interested in pursuing objectives on the basis of actually helping anything or doing anything tangible or anything real or manifesting anything that's important or having any lasting effect or legacy. Everything is about chasing after things that don't matter and don't exist. Institutions are operating for the opposite of the outcome that they are intended to exist for. Banks don't exist to provide loans to build society. They exist to impoverish huge sections of the populace for their own personal profit. Hospitals don't exist to cure people. They exist to extract wealth from the populace and maintain poverty. Long-term care homes don't exist to take care of the elderly. They exist to funnel them into assisted dying programs. We've erected systems that exist exclusively to ignore the mandate they exist for. And we're all supposed to just move forward as if everything is completely normal, right? Or even better, we're all supposed to just buckle down, work harder, right? How about no? Right? A person can only take so much absurdity before it becomes obvious that we just simply need to stop. We just simply need to dig our heels in and say to the society, no, I think that what we're doing is probably not a thing that we should be doing, right? We probably shouldn't continue doubling down on this religious ideology called neoliberalism that is a clear and obvious farce and is a clear and obvious failure. Right? We probably shouldn't double down on that like the Liberals want to, right? We probably shouldn't invade First Nations territory that our own Supreme Court in 2014 said was unceded First Nations land belonging to the Wet'suwet'en people. Probably shouldn't invade that, right? Probably shouldn't invade that, and yet we are, while our media is completely silent about it, right? Which I suppose I should be thankful for, right? They're leaving this aisle wide open for people like me who are like, oh yeah, maybe we should talk about the fact that we're invading foreign soil. The absurdism that a person like me is gaining traction and gaining supporters and gaining subscribers and gaining a position in the conversation is ridiculous. You understand? That's how absurd things have gotten, because you're willing to turn and listen to a guy like me. Incidentally, like, share, subscribe. If you got a little money jangling around in that pocket, right? Maybe think about sending it my way. Even $1 helps, right? For God's sakes, as the society is crumbling and collapsing around us, maybe toss $1 towards a person who needs to pay their rent, right? That would be me, because in the midst of this raging crisis, this pandemic that is still unfolding as we're going into a fourth wave, the Liberals are actively cutting supports for people. Can you believe, can you even conceptualize believing that you are part of a structural society or anything like that? No, but that's not what we are. We're a company, according to Justin Trudeau, right? We're a company, according to Justin Trudeau. The insanity of this period of time cannot be overstated. People in the future, should there be any, thank you, Mr. Climate Change, people in the future are going to look back on this period of time the way we look at, like, the burning of Rome with Nero and his fiddle, right? Asking ourselves, like, maybe they drank a little bit too much lead, right? Well, maybe they were drinking too much, consuming too much poison, right? Maybe it warped their brains. Yeah, maybe something like that's going on right now, right? Maybe it'll turn out that all of the, like, Wi-Fi signals and all this kind of stuff that we're communicating with is actually having a profoundly negative effect on our capability to rationalize and understand basic facts that exist in front of our faces. We are poisoning our water. We are poisoning our air. It is, and it is turning around, and it is collapsing our infrastructure in response. And our response to it is, let's just do it more. I don't know what we can do about it anymore, except just throw our hands up and say to the world around us, hey, maybe don't eat us. Let's just stop what we're doing. Let's just stop what we're doing, right? Are we going to? Do you think? Are you going to? Do you think? Do you think that after this period of mass absurdism, we're actually going to stop for even a moment and go, hey, let's use reason and thought and rational thinking and empathy and compassion and any of that? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that as this continues, as the age of absurdism unfolds, right, we are just going to fall further and further into extraordinary tribalism. That we are going to become no different than the cavemen we began as, because we are not going to actually look at one another, say that we are equal in our validity, that we have valid life experiences that are equal to one another, and we're just going to disappear into odd Petersonian style absurdism and worship of divinity and these concepts that came out of us when we were basically monkeys living in caves. And why shouldn't that happen? We have this grand idea that we're going to become a space-faring people. What a joke that is. What an absolute hilarious joke it is to believe that humanity will ever leave this planet and build structures and become anything better than what it is. As we actively abandon huge segments of the populace, invade people, commit genocides, currently committing genocides against people, as we actively attempt to destroy each other, as we actively attempt to destroy our own planet that we're on, we believe that we will be able to survive in the vacuum of space? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What a joke that is. What a joke that is. It doesn't matter what we build to get up into space. It doesn't matter. All it's going to take is one of these psychopathic billionaires to say, oh, if I do this, it'll earn me a penny. And they'll turn the switch and all of the moon bases and everything will be destroyed so that this guy can go, haha, I have the most money dollars. Because it's the money dollars that matter, isn't it? It's the little S with the line through it. That's what matters the most. Who can have the most numbers in the bank accounts that don't matter? Who can have the most of the thing we invented that we worship in place of anything real or tangible or real? We have to come together as a people and surround the halls of power in full-scale revolt. There's no alternative any longer. There's nothing else that we can do. There's no further. We can't reason with these psychopaths. We can't negotiate. We're not going to be able to vote our way out of it because everybody involved in the system is entranced by the fake money dollars. They don't care to ameliorate the climate crisis. Justin Trudeau is standing in front of you saying, we're gonna get to net zero by 2050 while increasing oil production by 30%. Like, yeah, we're struggling with our mental health. Yeah, we're struggling with our mental health. We've been abandoned. There's no other word to use. There's no other word to use except extreme abandonment by the very people we elect to be our stewards, by the very people who we hope will look out for us. And their response to us is to lie directly to our faces while abandoning us and future generations, including their own children. We have to surround the halls of power. We have to come together as a people. We have to acknowledge that our culture and our society has gone completely off the rails. Because if we don't, the survivors will curse our names and look back on us as if we were psychotic barbarians. Because that's exactly what we are. Well, this is the end of the video. Like, share, subscribe, give me the money, do all the stuff, hit all the bells, hit all the whistles, click all the stuff, tell people I exist, send me into the stratosphere, I don't know. Do all the stuff. Get to know your neighbors better, because they're the only ones that are going to be around when shit really hits the fan for you. You've been abandoned. Good luck. We're going to need it.